everybody, welcome to another week. I hope you're all well and looking forward to just getting things gently moving a little bit. So starting off up in standing, you need your yoga brick or block and you need your elastic band and you need a nice wall somewhere. So have a think about where you might want to, so you're going to stand against the wall. So feet pointing to the front, maybe just take the toes off once, put them back down. Take the heels off once and place them back down. And then just really feel the floor underneath your feet. See if you can feel whether it's warm or cold, whether it's squishy, whether it's slightly prickly. And maybe just take the weight more onto one foot, back into the center, more onto the other foot. Remember, balance is a real combination of information coming from your feet, information coming in from the eyes and from your middle ear. So if the eyes are not so good or you've got a middle ear infection, you want to be able to compensate by using one of the other systems a little bit more. So gentle swaying from side to side, really just feeling your feet on the ground. And then come right back into the middle and just take your weight forward a little bit and back a little bit. And again, coming forward and coming back, and again gentle rock forward, keep the heels down. As you go back, keep the toes down and just come right back into the center. Let the arms just dangle and we're just going to do some gentle twisting, so just twisting right and left and just letting the arms swing. So keep your head forward at the moment. You can give yourself a bit of a pat around the back if the arms are going that far. So just relaxed swinging. See if you can feel if there's anything going on through your feet as you do that. So the pressure should be just gently shifting from one side to the other. Could start to turn your head as well. If you've got vertigo or you're dizzy, then keep your head still. Otherwise, let your head turn with the shoulders. So you're looking behind you each time. Just warming the body up. Getting that twisting movement a little bit freer. So everything is moving from the top of your head right down to the feet. All those little joints in your feet are just sort of adjusting as you shift that weight from one side to the other. Maybe again, keep the head central, just moving the shoulders. Just going a couple more. Lovely. Back into the middle and then find yourself a piece of wall that you can stand sideways onto. So stand in fairly close but not actually touching the wall with your shoulder or your arm. Bend up the inside knee. Think of a little grape between your knee and the wall. You're going to push that into the wall. Arms up right up above your head if you can. Sore shoulders, don't worry about the arms. I'm just going to count to 10 slowly. So we're going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Bring the arms down. Switch round so that you're facing the other way. So same again, inside knee on the wall. Just watch you're not bringing your knee up in front. So ideally you want your thighs kind of level with each other. You're just picking your foot up at the back. Push into the wall, stand tall. Think about really connecting the outside hip. Arms right up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Bring the arms down, back onto the first side. So you should feel it outside of the hips on both legs. Going again, inside knee on the wall, reaching up. Keep the chin gently tucking in, back of the neck nice and long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lovely. One more on the other side. Inside knee on the wall. Great exercise if you've got sore knees, sore hips, if your balance isn't great. Think about the outside hip working a little bit. Just going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Bring the legs down. Maybe just give one leg a little bit of a shake. Give the other leg a little bit of a shake. Hold on if you need to. Good. Okay, come back to the wall. So, hands on the wall. If you can get your hands flat on something, rather than sort of being on the side of something. So hands flat on the wall, not too high. Feet pointing to the front. Chin tucking in, back of the neck nice and long. Think of a straight line. Head, shoulders, bottom, out to the heels. So big gap between your ears and your shoulders, and you're just leaning into the wall and pressing back. So keep the shoulders down. You almost want to think of your forehead going to the wall rather than your nose or your chin. So you want to gently keep the tummy drawing in away from the waistband of your trousers. If you let the tummy go, you get this sort of sagging happening. Your tummy sort of thinks about arriving at the wall first. Or think of that nice diagonal line. Head, neck, shoulders, bottom, out to the heels. So it's a good gentle core exercise. You're trying to keep control through the middle while you're taking yourself outside your base, really. It's also quite a nice one for the upper arms if they're getting a little bit untoned. Think of really pushing the wall away from you as you come back. So leaning in, pushing away. And again, leaning in, press away. Two more, leaning in and press out. And last one, lean in and press out. Fantastic. Okay, come and lie yourself down on the mat, just in the relaxation position. So you're lying on your back, knees bent, head on a little rolled up towel or your little thin pillow or block if you're a bit stiff through your upper back and neck. You want to be able to slightly look at the ceiling in front of you without straining. Maybe rest both hands on your upper tummy. And just a nice gentle breath down into the tummy, in through the nose if you can. Relaxed out breath, so you're not pushing the air out. The air is just coming out because of that sort of elastic recoil of the lungs and the rib cage. Got a little bit of a hollow through your lower back. Maybe just check that. So maybe just flatten your back into the mat and arch away. And again, flatten your back into the floor and arch away. So imagine a little sponge between your back and the mat. You're just slightly squashing that and then letting it spring back up again. And you just want to stop halfway between the two. So you're not jamming your back into the floor and you're not really overarching. You're in the middle in that neutral position. Just sort of feel the pressure between the back of your pelvis, your bottom, and the ground. See if you can make sure you've got even pressure both sides. Lovely. Take both arms to the ceiling, fingers or palms facing each other, fingers pointing to the roof. Just reach right up with one arm and release, and reach up with the other and release. Nice one. You've got a bit of a stiff shoulder. So you've got knees bent, feet flat. Back of the knees just relaxed. So just watch you're not gripping with that. So you're really getting that shoulder blade sliding around the ribs as you reach up and tucking back underneath as you release. Great. Okay, keep the arms up. Take one arm back to the floor by your ear, other arm down beside you. Just go as far as you're happy, so don't worry if you don't get to the floor, and then just switch them over. So one arm down to your hip, other one going back towards the floor. So your back stays neutral. Surprising how quickly this stiffens up, you know, getting that last little bit of arm above your head movement. Obviously when you're lying on your back, you've got a bit of gravity assisting you to get all the way back. If your shoulders are painful, don't push into pain. So alternate arms, pelvis staying level. Okay, Okay, come back up to the top. We're going to add the same leg. So as your right arm goes back, slide the right leg down the mat. Toes up towards you, press out through the bottom of your foot. Left arm back, left leg down. Right arm comes down beside you. So the arms are still switching like we did just now. Right arm, right leg. Left arm, left leg. You want to just feel your lower tummy just gently dropping in away from the waistband of your trousers, as long as the waistband's not up around your ribs. Normal sort of waistband, below your belly button. Okay, let's do diagonal arm and leg. So your right arm goes back, left arm down beside you, left leg slide down the mat. Or you could have that heel just above the floor. Toes up, think of something underneath your foot. You're really pressing that out away from you. So right arm and left leg. Left arm and right leg. Right arm and left leg. Think of your belly button staying pointing straight up towards the ceiling. It's not rocking from side to side as you move the legs. Good. Okay, let's change the arms. So one arm now going back, one arm out to the side, a bit like the policeman at the stop sign. And back up, one arm back, one arm sideways. And let's add in the same leg. So the arm that goes back, that leg slides down the mat. So right arm back, right leg down, left arm out to the side. Left arm and left leg, right arm going sideways. Right arm, right leg, left arm goes out to the side. Left arm, left leg. Remember, if you get in a muddle, just taking the arms back and sliding the legs down. So it's a good, valid exercise, so don't worry if it gets too complex. Couple more. Great. Okay. Pop your hands now behind your head. So fingers linked behind your head, elbows right back if they'll go, and just do a couple, just taking your elbows to the ceiling and letting them release back to the floor. And again, elbows to the roof, release them back to the floor. So we're going to do a little curl up. So you could either keep your feet on the mat, tuck the chin in, curl your head and shoulders up, keeping the elbows really back and wide. Or you could float one leg up, same thing, curling up and releasing. Or if you want to work harder, slightly flatten your back into the mat, both legs off. So legs up in a tabletop position, tuck the chin in, curl up and release down. So stick with the level you're comfortable with. Little chin nod first, you're looking down over the top of the knees. And release back. So elbows staying wide, so you're not pulling on your head. You're really focusing on using that straight tummy muscle. Keep your back slightly flattened into the mat. That way you're sort of engaging those deep abdominals. Remember, you can do one foot on the ground or both feet on the ground. Stick with what you're happy with. Two more. Lovely. Okay. Rest your head down, arms right out to the sides. Just gently roll your head from side to side a moment. Just gently rolling. Right ear to the floor, left ear to the floor. And then keep your head in the middle. And just sort of windscreen wiper the knees. So knees going left and right. So just gently loosening off. Gentle stretch for the tummy muscles. Good. Okay, keep the arms out. Knees and ankles together now. We'll do a knee roll from side to side. So rather than just a sort of gentle movement, now focus on gently engaging the lower tummy, drawing the pelvic floor muscles up, knees going one way, turn your head the opposite way, palm down on the hand you're looking at. Use the tummy, pull back up. Knees going one way, head the other way, palm down on the hand you're looking at. So again, feet on the mat is easier. If your back is painful, keep the feet down. Those who want to make it harder, again, slightly flatten your back into the mat. Float one leg off, float the other leg off. Knees together, ankles together now. Keep them stuck. Imagine a piece of blue tack between your knees. So if you've got your feet off, often you can't go as far. So if you're generally quite stiff, you're often better keeping the feet down and getting a little bit more movement. That's good. Okay, you can keep going. Maybe bring both arms now up towards the roof. Hands not quite touching. You can either have feet down or keep the feet up, and just keep going with the knees. So line your fingers up with something on the ceiling, I don't know, a lampshade or the light or a little spot up on the roof. Knees together. Just rolling from side to side. Knees going one way. Keep your head still now. Hands staying still. Great, okay. Finish the one you're doing. Maybe bring your knees up to your chest, cross the ankles, hold the knees, a little bit of rocking knees to your chest. And then maybe you could just gently roll from side to side. Don't go too far. That's great. Okay. And then pop your feet back down and turn over so you're lying on your tummy. Hands together underneath your forehead. Flatten right down onto the mat. Chin tucked in. Toes tucked underneath. So you're tucking the toes under. Relax the shoulders. Think of a little, I don't know, a little fruit pastel or something between your lower tummy and the mat. And you're just very gently drawing away from that. And then press the back of your knees up towards the ceiling. Hold there and release down. So getting a nice stretch through the toes. Push the knees up, hold there and down. If you want to make it a little bit harder, push the knees up. And then just take one foot off the floor, just a couple of inches, hold it there and down. And then the other leg, hold there and down and release down. Just watch what's going on through the shoulders as you do that. And it should be really buttock working hard on that leg that's lifting off. If you give it a prod, it should be like a really firm bit of old overcooked beef. Not tender young fillet. Alternate legs. And release down. And again, pushing back. One leg off and down. Other leg off and down and release. And one more. Good, rest the legs down. Feet right down flat if you can do that without getting cramp. Just give your bottom a sort of wriggle from side to side. And again, see how far up your spine you can kind of get that wriggling happen. You know, does it just stop at your bottom, or can you feel it coming up as far as the ribs, or will it come up between the shoulder blades, or almost even to the base of your neck? Great, okay. Come up onto hands and knees, feet down flat, bottom just back to your heels. A little bit of a child's pose there. Think of really trying to let your chest and your head drop down towards the floor. Breathe into the back of your ribs there. Good. Up onto hands and knees. So you can either just take the knees back a little bit, push into the hands. So you're aiming for a straight line now, head, shoulders, bottom. Or those who want to make it harder, bring your hands a little bit further forwards, chin tucked in, toes tucked underneath. You're coming up into a sort of diagonal plank. So what often happens is the bottom ends up much too high. So bring your bottom down. If you've got anybody watching, you want a nice diagonal line. Head, shoulders, bottom, out through the heels. Hold there, and then maybe drop the knees. Take your bottom back to your heels. So if you're staying on your knees, that's absolutely fine. So staying on the knees, you're just coming out. Again, let the bottom drop. So nice bit of weight going through the arms. Shoulders away from your ears. Pull the tummy in. Or you're coming right up into that plank position, holding there. It's quite strong. More difficult to talk when you're doing it. Lovely. Pop the knees down, bottom back to your heels again a moment. Arms right out in front, head down. Lovely. And come back down onto your tummy. Hands back underneath your forehead. Clench your bottom hard. Little kicks up and down with the legs. So one up, one down. Point the toes. Keep the shoulders nice and soft. Normal breathing. So think of sort of swimming crawl in a nice warm sea somewhere, managed to get on holiday without having to go on an aeroplane or anything, but you found a nice warm sea and just doing a nice bit of crawl legs along the beach. Great, rest the legs down, shuffle the bottom from side to side again. And then turn back onto your back. And just grab the brick or a book, or you could even just roll up your band. So hold the brick in one hand, and we're going to do like a figure of 8 around the thighs. So feet on the ground, take the brick under one thigh, back into the middle, under the other thigh, back into the middle. So you sort of one leg up, one leg down. You're just passing the brick around your thighs. So feet on the ground, or for those who want to make it tougher, flatten your back into the floor. One leg up, other leg up. So you start with the legs up in a tabletop position. Put the brick under one thigh, stretch the other leg out. As that leg comes in, the brick goes underneath it. So you're just passing the block around the thighs. Could tuck the chin in, curl your head and shoulders up if you really want to get the abdominals working. Keep it nice and smooth. So it's like a single leg stretch sort of movement with the legs, but you've just got the added bit of brain engagement by passing the brick. Lovely. Bring the knees right up, cross the ankles, hang on to the knees. A little bit of hugging your knees into your chest. And then pop your feet back on the mat. Keep hold of the brick. Press into your feet. Curl your bottom up. Slide the block under your bottom. So under your bottom, not your back. There should be a nice flat place to put it. One leg down, other leg down. Let the feet really flop. Fingers linked, palms to the roof, arms back over the top of your head. Sore shoulders, you don't have to do the arms. So you're really stretching out through the middle, giving the abdominals a nice stretch. Hip flexors, front of the hip muscles, they often get tight and short, especially if you're sitting a lot. Giving them a stretch. Gentle backwards arching through your back. Pressure right off the discs. So many wonderful things going on. Gentle breathing. See if you can make the out breath a little bit longer than the in breath. So maybe breathe in as you count to 3. And breathe out for 4. And again, breathing in. Remember, slow, deep breathing really has an effect on the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the nervous system that calms the whole body down. So you've got the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight and flight nervous system. So if you're feeling anxious or tense, that one's really kicking in. Parasympathetic calms everything down, just tells your body everything's all right. You can just all settle down, the blood can go back to your gut. Heart doesn't need to be racing. So if you're feeling tense or anxious ever, just try some gentle deep breathing. Focusing more on the out breath, just sighing that air out. Lovely. Bring the arms all the way down. Slide one leg up, slide the other leg up. Press your feet into the ground, ease your bottom off the block. That does sometimes twinge a bit. Bring the knees up, cross the other ankle in front, if you can remember which one you normally do, or just do the one that feels slightly awkward. Hang on to your knees, gentle, gentle knee rocking. So just rocking your knees towards your chest. Okay, and then pop your hands underneath your head. Keep the elbows back and wide. We're either doing a reverse curl now. You're curling your knees to your chest and releasing. Curling your tailbone up off the floor. If you don't like that exercise, you could uncross your legs, press your lower back into the mat, touch one heel down right close to your bottom, and then back up, and then touch the other heel down close in. So you're not stretching the legs out now, you're just alternate heel touching, or you're curling. Lower tummy doing the work. Remember, often the upper tummy is quite strong, lower tummy not so strong. So you're just working on getting that one sort of balanced up a little bit with the upper tummy. Nice and smooth. Just watch you're not really sort of flinging the legs over. It's not momentum getting them up, it's muscle power, lower tummy muscle power. Great, okay. Hold the knees again, take them in a little circle going around one way. And then going round the other way. And then either turn onto your side, come up sitting slowly, or hold behind the thigh, tuck the chin in, gently roll up. If you're a bit stiff through your back and your hips, you're probably better just popping up onto your brick. Cross the ankles over, sit right up tall. Really let the knees drop, and maybe just gently rolling the shoulders backwards, so shrugging the shoulders up, right round, back and down. Don't worry about the creaking and the crunching in there. And then just slide up and release. Good, good. Come up into standing slowly. The brick off to one side, don't trip over that. Feet pointing to the front, arms just down beside you. So both arms right up towards the ceiling. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, pull your right arm longer, lean left, bottom staying in the middle. Back to the top. Grab your left wrist, pull that arm right up to the sky, lean to your right. Breathe into the left side of the ribs. Back up to the top, open all the way out through your arms. Bring the arms up in front. And just take the arms right open, like you're just really giving somebody a great big hug. Arms right the way out. When you get to the end, take your fingers back as you come forward. Wrists coming forward first. If you get pins and needles or sort of funny feelings in your arms, it's probably because you're getting a little bit of a nerve stretch there. So just don't be quite so exaggerated with the wrist movement. So arms back, fingers back, wrists coming forward first. Nice and smooth. Big gap between your ears and your shoulders. Even weight through both feet. Just notice there I had much more weight on my right leg. Lovely. Bring the arms down. Slide the shoulders up and let them drop. And one more, slide up and release. Thanks so much for joining me again. Hopefully see you again next week. Bye-bye.